She thought she had finally found someone who understood, someone who really listened. For the first time in months, maybe years, she felt seen. She shared things she had never told anyone before, her fears, her dreams, even the hidden parts of herself she had kept locked away. And then, very slowly, he disappeared. If you've ever poured your heart into someone and felt them quietly drift away, this story may feel familiar. What she didn't know then was that the intensity of a connection can feel incredibly real, even when it's only meant to be temporary. It began softly. A casual introduction through a friend led to long conversations over text, and then phone calls. He didn't just ask questions, he remembered details she had mentioned once and brought them back up days later. She couldn't believe someone cared enough to actually remember. She found herself looking forward to their talks. She noticed little things. A thoughtful word here, a gentle observation there. It felt easy. It felt natural. She hadn't realized how much she had missed feeling truly seen. She reached a point where she felt she could finally open up. A story from her childhood, a dream she had tucked away for years, a fear she had never voiced. She shared them all. He responded with patience and curiosity. He didn't rush her. He didn't judge. He just listened. For the first time in a long while, she felt alive. She allowed herself to hope. She allowed herself to believe that maybe this time someone would stay. But there is a difference between being heard and being chosen. When someone genuinely listens, it triggers something deep inside us. It makes us feel safe and valued, but listening doesn't always equal commitment. She didn't know that yet. Over the next few weeks, the walls started to crumble. Each time he listened, it felt like a reassurance that she was worthy of care. And with that, trust came a quiet kind of joy. The way he remembered her favorite things, the little inside jokes, the empathy. It felt like she had finally found a safe space for her heart. She had spent years protecting herself, hiding her emotions to avoid being hurt. And now she felt she could risk being fully herself again. Then it started. It was almost imperceptible at first. Messages came a little slower. His replies grew shorter. Calls were rescheduled. She rationalized it. Maybe he was busy. Maybe he was just having a rough day. She clung to the hope that nothing had really changed. But slowly, the warmth began to fade. The attentiveness that made her feel safe now felt inconsistent. She found herself rereading old messages, analyzing his tone, looking for hidden meanings in a period or a lack of an emoji. Her mind became a loop of questions. Had she said something wrong? Was she too open, too soon? Did she misread everything? The slow withdrawal of attention is a confusing, destabilizing thing. Some people retreat when things get intense. Others struggle to stay when things get real. It feels deeply personal, even when it isn't. Days passed, and the uncertainty felt heavy. She tried to distract herself, but the longing to hear from him stayed. She replayed every conversation, looking for clues. She was searching for validation outside of herself. Her happiness was tied to his presence. She was chasing a reassurance that wasn't coming. One evening, sitting quietly with a cup of tea, she reflected on it all. She realized she had been waiting for him to validate her worth. And a new thought emerged. I need to find that within myself. She asked herself what she truly needed. What made her feel safe? What was she unwilling to compromise on? This reflection was difficult, but it was necessary. She began to separate the intensity of a feeling from the reliability of a person. She started to see the pattern for what it was. She understood now that not every connection is meant to last, but every connection teaches us something vital about our own boundaries and our own self-respect. As the weeks went by, she focused back on herself. She journaled, she reflected. She allowed herself to feel the sadness and the frustration, but she also honored the joy she had felt. She realized that her worth was not defined by his absence. She stopped waiting for him to show up. She stopped measuring her day by his attention. She began to build a sense of safety within her own heart. True resilience comes from trusting your own judgment. When we rely on ourselves first, we stop settling for inconsistency. Looking back, she didn't feel bitterness. She felt a strange kind of gratitude for the clarity. She understood how to recognize the drift before it pulled her under. She accepted that some people enter our lives to teach us how to walk away. Months later, she could finally smile about it. She had loved, she had trusted, and she had opened up. And even though he left, she gained something far more valuable. She gained herself. She learned that attention is only meaningful when it's consistent. She learned that vulnerability is a strength and that self-respect must always come first. She had opened up, and he had left. But in the silence he left behind, she found her own voice. Her heart remained open, not because she was naive, but because she was wise. She knew her worth now, and that knowledge, quiet and unshakable, was worth more than any fleeting attention could ever be.